Hi. Uh, First of all, thank you, Reality Next, for creating such a great platform where PropTechs can come and actually present to the customers or their buyers, which is a very unique proposition. And also the jury for actually getting us on number 1313 has been my lucky number. So I'm presenting amongst the 12. Let me start. So we are a MIS and a BI software company, and we built it custom for the real estate sector. And this is coming with a background. I've been a CFO of a multi-billion-dollar real estate company based out of NCR, worked there for almost 7-8 years, and created their IT infra also, starting from, we were on Tally and we implemented Oracle Financials, custom-built Salesforce CRM, which we started, I think a lot of people are using today, and this is going back to 2012-13. We integrated both, created a broker management module also, gave website access to the customer to their accounts as well. So that is what we achieved, but despite doing all that, there was one key thing which was missing within the system, is that the silo-based working, because there is no custom system which integrates the physical progress to the cash flows and profitability of the project. So this is a vertical system which sits on a MS projects, a CRM system, a FICO system, and also effectively the entire finance integration, and makes it interact with each other. So that's Bizcerebro. The three key attributes for the sector, especially for the business leaders, is that it's cyclical. Second, it's very, very capital intensive. And third, the cost of capital is extremely high. So these three things, in a good run, it's like quite amazing, last 2 years. But if we go 7 years before that, it's been a lull period, and which impacts the performance and governance very, very significantly. And a lot of people have faced sustainability challenge. And where I come from, I see even my own employer is struggling today, the Delhi NCR market. So Bizcerebro, a little tricky name, is business and cerebro. Cerebro means brain in Spanish, inspired by X-Men, Charles and the Cerebro, to fix problems for the business. It's an extended planning and analysis. As I explained, it goes beyond finance and also integrate the construction element or the timeline element there. It's a transition from an FP&A. It does 4 things. It helps you do advanced forecasting at a unit level. Second, the performance monitoring, which you need to do on a monthly basis to drive the organization. We built in the predictability analysis or a predictive analysis, because generally the real estate information is very static. It just stops there and it does not recast what has actually happened on the ground, and we'll come to that as well. And automatically it creates revised cash flow projections and the revised profitability as well, where the continuous planning comes into picture. So with this, we achieved the predictability piece, which has been one missing piece, where you predict the project timeline basis where you stand today, the residual surplus, the cash flows and the profits. Brings in more transparency by directly fetching information from those systems, okay, which are the single source of truth effectively. And also, this leads to one most important thing, is informed decision making. Because what we've realized that lot of times, because of lack of information and clarity, the gut-based decisions happen. And that has led to a lot of defaults also, and we'll come to that slide as well. Okay, one thing I wanted to show is that 3 key things which we want to achieve with this is timely project completion, reduce interest cost, that's the biggest piece when the project moves effectively in terms of timeline, and ultimately leading to improved customer satisfaction. The key gaps, effectively, the silo-based system is what I had mentioned. What it leads to is a disintegrated, delayed, a lot of times incomplete, and inaccurate information flow, which is also static in nature. Very difficult to fix accountability. Project blames sales, sales blames CRM, CRM blames finance accounts for not having money effectively. Difficulty in fixing accountability, and thereby impacting the improvement and corrective action. This problem might be smaller at a Cat A developers, but as you go down, this becomes even more grave effectively, because a lot of investments happen in people at a Cat A level. So what this has led to historically is significant project delays. Even today we've got, and it's a prop equity LinkedIn piece which says that 5 lakh units are still undelivered today, which is almost $50 billion worth of inventory. This results in suboptimal returns, sometimes losses to the developers, financial defaults have happened effectively, and also, most importantly, buyers suffer financial losses because of this. So the idea is to have an integrated platform which gives a lifetime view at all point in time to make sure, and also works as an early warning system to make sure the project is on track. So it does 5 things as a function. It generates the project plans or the mandate on a click of a button. It takes 50 to 60 seconds after you push the button and the inputs are put in. It tracks the progress and profits, predicts timelines and cash flows, does analysis, gives insights to take informed decisions, and ultimately brings it on a single view dashboard where it captures from sales to timelines to construction expenditure, integrating timeline and construction, timeline and sales through payment plan, converting that into billing, billing to collection, collection to cash flow, and cash flow to profitability. So that's the piece which we have tried to achieve with this, which is one missing element. So these are the features which we've discussed. So on each reporting date, it will give you a snapshot, both, and we've got a mobile access also available for this. It gives you an access in terms of what are the potential project delays at a unit or a floor level, and it takes it to, drills it down to the last project completion timeline. What is the revised cost to complete the project? Revalues unsold inventory basis the current performance which you are doing. Generates customer billing shortfall due to construction impact and due to sales impact, identifying which tower is struggling in terms of construction and what is the financial impact, so one can bring in a focus on there. Generates revised cash flow projections, works as an early warning signal with future funding shortfalls, and computes revised profitability.
Okay.
The value proposition.
Can we start?
Hello. So he understands how do you compare it to a lot of developers have different systems, right?
Yeah.
Somebody has SAP, FIMM, COPP, you're a CFO.
So I've actually implemented
a lot
those.
of MIS.
Yeah.
So a lot of different systems are available for different developers for monitoring the projects.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how much of input you put in, how accurately you plan, because then only you do your rolling estimates and then start comparing. So what is unique about your offering which will distinguish you? Because I'm only interested in knowing what is the AI part of in this.
So there is
I understand the system. I think a lot of different system I might have seen, but
Yeah.
in my different projects. But what is the AI into it?
So first to answer, I think there are 2 parts to it. The first part where you're saying that how is it different? So even if you look at SAP or FarVision or Tally, these are the 3 prominent systems across the categories of developer. They don't interact with the MS project or the physical schedule. Okay, the first thing which goes in, it starts with the project timeline. The schedule gets in the system from MS projects. Okay. The second thing which it does, it brings in the sales and payment plan from the CRM system. Third thing it does, it brings in the trial balance from the FICO module. And what it does, on a click of a button, it creates the entire business plan. So automates the business plan first, which does not happen in the SAP system, fixes the mandate. On each reporting date, you fetch these 4 things. It compares sales, your timeline, your construction expenditure. The key integration which we have achieved is a payment plan integration. So at a unit level, it will compute how much was billable, how much was billed, and how much could not be billed because of the construction delay, and how much could not be billed because you were not able to achieve the sales. Then it recomputes all the cost heads depending on where you're standing today and generates revised cash flow projections. That's what it does,
So
and computes the profitability. So this piece, none of the system, because they're not 100% interactive.
How many implementations you have done?
So we've got 3 firm mandates. We started a year back. It took us a year to develop. So we already are live on 9 million square feet, primarily in NCR because that's where the access is, that's where this platform is important. We've got 3 mandates already in place with 9 million square feet, almost $1 billion in inventory. And we've got 5 ongoing right now, which are at a discussion and a finalization stage.
In your current implementations, are you replacing the
SAPs and
No, it comes as a vertical system.
You sit on the top of
It's a
these
vertical
systems.
system. It can come at a project level itself. So we do a pilot at a project and we keep replicating and bringing in more projects. So these guys we are on Shriram Properties also. They are on SAP.
So I have one
Shriram Properties we've
fundamental question, sorry to interrupt. Because you are creating one more layer on top of some of the sources of truth, you are actually duplicating the data. So
There's
how
no
do...
duplication.
Sorry?
There's no duplication.
Yeah.
These systems do not, actually they do not calculate the revised timelines. They do not integrate the payment plan with sales and interact with the construction timelines to tell you what is, it's a business intelligence platform. And it does not revises the entire projection, and it does it in a 60 seconds time when we fetch it. So we're taking that data. So sales CRM might tell you how much sales have happened, but somebody will fetch it and plot it on Excel to say, okay, this is the deviation.
No, that part I understood. I mean, I'm just trying to understand how is it different than any data analytics,
There is no such system as of now, if you see.
But there are other BI tools. There's so many available which are compatible with SAP or any such internationally renowned ERPs.
Sorry to interrupt.
What are you
We'll just
doing
take
real estate
this one
specific?
last question.
This is all real estate specific.
What is it in your tech that is different?
So on a particular date, say if a particular tower had to reach 10th floor, it has reached 4th floor. What system does? It recalculates or recasts the timeline for that particular tower, which is the predictive piece and the AI part, links it to the payment plan. Whatever actual sales has happened, computes what was billable, and basis the revised timeline creates revised billing. Basis that revised billing creates revised collection projections and the cash flow.
Other BI tools are not able to do this.
I don't think there's anything.
It's beyond BI tool, but there are competitions available in market which do these things, like project tracking, connecting invoice with what is the real progress, quality check.
But this does it holistically, sir. This does it from end to end.
Bandhu technology does that. There are 2-3 more known products.
So I'll study them.